What up, gang? It's us. We're here for bonus content, which means there's conspicuous absence of Marcio. Yeah, we are gonna give you some BoCo for an episode for the car pod. The two drivers of the car pod get
True.
to
Thanks for watching those, by the way.
yeah,
That was fun.
they were cool. So if
You
you're like,
gotta we gotta just let Jambo talk about whatever for prolonged periods. I think there's something funny about putting him in a little pressurized box and winding him up like a toy.
only
Yeah,
just
your guys was funny.
yeah, your guys' one was fun as well. It was fun fact that
The vibe was so weird. We like for you and I talked about this at Bristol, but for the people who are watching this, thanks for being members. If you're seeing this at some point around that date, but we were basically that morning was like the hey, we're gonna revert the rule on the tokens. So everybody was just big pissed. So we got in the car with a bunch of people whose like art business was going to be affected by that, and then they were like, "Well, I know what I want to talk about," and we had to be chill.
Did you really though?
Well, they oopsie backtracked it, which was very stupid. But
yeah, well, it's not like fully backtracked, right? It's just
yeah, for 2 events. Shouldn't let the Gooners use custom art Medusa tokens or whatever.
Yeah, we should hang that guy up on the walls of Jericho. We gotta get them. But what you gotta get is your membership tier up to the champion tier. If you're not seeing this in April, that's because you are not a champion or higher. If you are seeing this in April, thanks for being a memberino. You can join for miscellaneous amount of money. I got an update that some of the pricings in certain countries have changed, but they're largely aimed to be the exact same. So I think if you're from the US or the UK, you're chilling, but I think maybe Canadian, it went up a little bit. But yeah, members that are champions or higher get to see dumb stuff like the BoCo 1 month early. Today's BoCo is going to be it's kind of a little callback for the last time that it was a 2-person BoCo.
And yeah, we've been over these in a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna like remind you we're smart and know what we're talking about. We just choose not to show it.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about ping pong.
Yeah,
the sport.
I think we're specifically we're talking about ping pong because this is like kind of a multifaceted thing. Because Andrew and I have varying amounts of connection to this kind of deck as like a combo deck. Both the Ultra S version that everyone's very excited about right now, and then you're gonna watch two grown men approaching their 30s just huff copium for cardboard that hasn't been revealed yet on this date. While we talk about TS Galaxy stuff. Yeah, let's get at it.
Right. So do we want to go over? It did well.
Yes, let me drop
Sydney,
off.
Right?
Yeah, let me drop you the link for recent. Well, not recent. He's been on locals for a little bit actually, but shouts to Ginger Tom. His name is, or his tag is Mountain in a lot of places, but you guys may know him best as DCG Nexus. He does some pretty cool stats based. He and I had a whole conversation about this because, like, as to whatever degree I'm still the stats guy here on Misplay, he is like legitimately an archivist. He does this stuff like and databasing. We were laughing about this the other week. It's like he finishes his job of compiling and publicizing data, and then goes to his fun of compiling and publicizing data. But yeah, he did a great review right after the Top Cut finished her TAC games. Shoutouts to TAC for letting content creators do the stream. That was real good of them.
Yeah.
We should hopefully continue to see more of that. Athens just wrapped up this weekend and we didn't get one, but like I'm not giving up hope. This is the year.
Yeah, I mean, when is Barcelona?
2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, something like that. I think isn't it? No, it's in BT25, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, better not.
Yeah, it's in like 2 months. You're good.
Okay, yeah.
But it's very funny. So like we got the like we said, DCG Nexus. They had a great write-up that went up right after the end of TAC games and stuff like that. But oh me, oh my. Ahead of that, we had some like meta shakeups because this was like the first. Well, no, Bristol was technically the first AD legal event, but it was like release weekend of AD. There was a tiny bit of AD representation across Top
All of
Cut.
it was still kind of release weekend, let's be real. Like,
yeah,
Sydney, most people, I doubt everyone had their fighter modes and
the archetypes that like came out the gate swinging are I think the ones that were kind of sitters for people expecting them to be really good. Like in the UK, we had Red Hybrid get at top and Blue Green Imperial. Here, Blue Green Imperial got another top, but like it's the narrative is like, yeah, first place being a top. Excuse me. But the quirk is that like you look at the like especially the perception I think a lot of players had about like there's a great Digimon video. He was like, here's the top 8 breakdown. No Styraco, not clickbait. And it was like so good because that's what everyone said is like that was the deck. Like there were a number of pretty prominent players in testing groups saying like the format hadn't shifted enough around these decks that were crazy or whatever. But no, here we are. AD definitely shook up the game. I'll let other people who aren't as sick of this archetype as me talk about it later, but Omnimon Alter S is in second place, and that's the deck we're going to talk about first. A lot of very good players in your local area, maybe online, maybe in different circles you followed, have probably had some kind of discussion about an Alter S loop. So if you've seen someone talking about that, be it an adventure deck, be it the Unkers put out, and I don't leak the lists because those are the goats. They put out a tamerless loop version off boosts and stuff to play around the format. There's been a Nokia version like this one where like the idea is like it's a faster combo deck. Like there's a whole lot of different variations.
This is like a cute middle ground because it you know it has the Nokias, but then you also look we're on 4 Garnet memory boost, 4 memory boost.
And then like it's the, you know, like, oh, you don't get the full adventure suite because it's not an adventure egg, but like, do you really care about not having the adventure memory boost if you've got everything else here? Like you'll go to 3 up Nokia. Well. Like yeah, so you can just play that off the black egg, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That card is, we'll talk about that card in a minute, but it is like, it's like giving a deck that is Omnimon a Blitz Omni. It's hilarious. The way that card works is so stupid. But yeah, so if you have been playing Digimon for a couple of years, you might remember back in EX4 when Blitz Greymon, that is on the screen there, came out. And actually the Alter S, this is the first time, actually was the first DNA Omnimon ever in the game, which was really fun. The strat was using the rookies that are on the screen, which had inherits that were like, when you Digivolve, you get 1 memory. So yeah, you got a TCG player.
Yeah, I forgot it did that.
Yeah, global audience. But yeah, basically they're kind of symmetrical searches that find the archetype, but the inherits are gain of memory, and then they would go into the 4s and the 5s, and the 4s and the 5s basically did the thing that the new AD level 4s do and the EX9 level 5s do, which is that they can trigger each other's digivolving effects. The kicker here is that these ones are just way better. Like over the course of 2 years, they've just come back for Greymon and Garurumon in high enough average card quality that like the noteworthy cards of like Ultras and Sagittarius mode from EX9 are like, they are the guys right now. These cards have changed everything, but we should start with the 4s.
Oh, we did.
Yes, this is the top 16 one. So if you got an invite, you get one of these.
Neat.
Yeah. Makes a lot of people think that we know what the the finals for Nats invites might look like later this year. But hey, that's how it goes. But yeah, we should talk about these 4s because they are nuts. They are adventure cards. They are technically like Omnimon support for like the Nokia variation. They kind of want some play like that. But the idea is these cards are basically power creep directly outside of not being all black and not being able to play like a mono black engine or whatever. Not that that matters anymore because red and blue are the only colors that got a black boost. So that was a funny little quirk of game release from Bandai. But these cards basically let you ignore the fact that like where previously people used to argue that you were supposed to just like warp and cheat and require less pieces to combo in an Omnimon deck.
A la Nokia.
Yeah. Whatever, like Matt and Ty BT17 stuff. Yeah. This version of the deck actually just lets you go, you know what? My combo pieces aren't bad now. So it's not like I'm losing something by not having them. I'm actually getting something from having the cards themselves. So the Garurumon is on play when digivolving. Very important that it has both of those keywords, like legitimately game warping that it has both because of how the deck interacts. On play when digivolving, draw 1, and then the matching Greymon from AD1 is on play when digivolving, return a tagged name. So it's like Greymon, Garu, Omnimon from trash to hand. So it's very good at like letting you maintain the combo because these cards are like your consistency. So every time you go Garurumon, you add 1 to hand. Every time you go Greymon, you get 1 back from what you would have lost. Very good stuff. This makes things like Ukomon obviously very good, because like if you're chipping and drawing cards, these guys, the fact that they're on plays mean you can start combos without needing both like threes to do everything. Like you can go crazy. But yeah, the big thing is the alterns. It's when Digimon or Tamers are played or Digivolved. If any of them have the correct name, which is the matching level 4 or the corresponding Tamer, so like Greymon needs Garu or Tai, Garuru needs Greymon or Tai, or Matt,
yeah,
they get to evolve into the name again for 0. So that's the catch, right? Like instead of paying 8 and hard playing the level 6, you are paying some amount and have to have more cards, but you stop paying for evolutions midway through the combo. So it's crazy when it goes off.
Especially now that you're gaining memory back much sooner in the chain for evolving.
Yeah. Like you're consistently like finding more cards, because unlike the bricks you can get from like the hard play builds, you can draw to digivolve, and because these effects are alterns, you can actually build in the back. So like some people aren't playing the Ukomons. You guys might have just seen the list we looked at. I think it was the like Omnimon Nokia stuff here, but like the list that got second in OCE was it's terrible. Is it Darren was the username?
Yeah,
that's the Darren. Great to go, because you're making me make this video ahead of time. I wasn't gonna hide this until I played it at something. Yeah, the advantage, like some people don't even have to play Ukomon, because like you just get to cycle. Like this deck is not in of itself punished for being like a stack building DNA deck. It can build like Imperial, where you like go to the 4 in the back, promote and combo, and just like Imperial, you can go build to 4 in the back, play the 4 just like Imperial does, and then combo off all the way there, because you don't have to have end of turn if all your DNA triggers trigger on the effect. It's very good.
Yeah, crazy as well, where the Nokia gets additional value out of like build a 4 in the back, and then you have your memory setting Daiken that will give you the second rookie. It's crazy.
It's nuts too, because the Nokia means that they go to 6K and they play around to Ruin mode. That's like me and Seb were messing around with the Shouts King of KnTElixar, the other Omnimon addict I know who doesn't have something else to be doing. But yeah, this is just one version. I don't want to tell people that this is the best. I also don't want to dunk on Darren and say this isn't the best. It looks a little bit like the version I ended up playing when I tested it with Seb. So big fan. I like the Nokia. Some people are playing adventure cards too, but we should talk about the top end before we talk about adventure. So I'll come back to that.
One, right? That has the super sick altar.
Yeah, the one where he looks like he's in space. Yeah, okay, he's not just a name filler, by the way. He's legitimately maybe the optimal defensive one, which we'll talk about when we get to the 6s. But yeah, that's the 4s. They're nuts. The 5s, I said before, I think are the standout cards in this archetype. If we want to look at EX9, that'll get us there. But if you didn't get your Alterus and Sagittarius modes back in EX9, because unlike Andrew and I, you didn't have a deck you wanted to play out of that box that most people were pretty hit or miss on. These cards are nuts. They do the same. They have the same alternates trigger functionally. Like it's basically the same. Except they both have the on play and when digivolving of like actually going from like recursive pieces to like interacting on board. So this is at 8K pop, comes up. It's nice to have that to stop the mem blocking if you need to then trigger like, the level 3 inherit or something like that. But the Sagi is Tamer stun. This is ridiculous. If you didn't know, this is like one of the meaningful ways that this deck can like prevent you from getting beaten up on the clapback if you don't go for the OTK, because you can just tap enough Liberator Tamers to make their life miserable. And then they both have ridiculous inherits. The black half of the Garurumon being Digivolve, and the red half of the Greymon being 4,000 DP.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, if you've only seen this in Machine Dramon, get ready because it's annoying in Omnimon. But yeah, these guys, again, like at this point, we're still talking about like essentially it's a ping pong shell, right? Like it's the 4 cards that have alterns going. You start with me, then to you, then to me, then to you. Like that is the intended line. Yeah, you actually can do it in like a really cheeky way. Like you can resolve them as much or as little as you want. If you don't want cards to go to your hand, you could resolve Garurumon's alterns before anything else, right? Like there are factors to this where it's like you have a lot of customization in terms of like what your turn looks like when you start resolving them. But again, up to this point, right, this is like, it's not necessarily Alter S tagged until we get to the AD level 6s. They are the thing that I think makes most people say like Alter. I mean, Alterus is kind of just a bozo card anyway. because it like enables a totally immune OTK at times.
Yeah, he is.
But the 6s themselves are the reason that Alterous gets such a leg up compared to just regular Omnimon. Let's look at the 6s, bro, because the Crest and the what's his name Blitz are nuts. So once you've ping ponged, right, you go all the way up, you make your 6s. Blitz Greymon is a Lion's Piercing blocker. These are very relevant, and it's on play when digivolving. Digivolve 3, and then give immunity to a Greymon and this Digimon, the Greymon, and a Garurumon in name on the field. So that's the nasty twist, is that you can make the 2 guys immune for the turn. And then he has end of turn, 2 your guys can DNA, and then 1 Digimon gets to declare an attack. So very strong. This effect is really significant because like it gives you the ability to just play way up in your opponent's face without too much concern for like punishment. And again, like it's important to have the choice to sequence those like 4 and 5 effects. So like, we're saying like popping something might give you a little bit of grief. Just resolve it in a different order, become immune first, get yourself set up, and then start doing other effects.
One thing that is also interesting as well is you do have that assembly, which is like,
yeah, it comes up.
-4 is not nothing. Drop for 8, like the old one is an ace, which is drop for 7, but then nebulous overflow cost.
The really nasty part, Andrew, is when this deck combos, assembly works when Alter S spits this card out. So you get your 4s and 5s back on every loop.
Oh, neat.
That's part of why it's so consistently good at like handling boards, is because your Omnimons are basically always going to be that +4 and Digivolve from the inheritables here. Cress is the next bozo. He's sort of like, when people talk about this deck as like, oh, why is it so effective at like just beating the snot out of you? It's because you can do 2 damage with Cress, unsuspend, because his effect is when digivolving on play and when attacking, you can return their lowest level to the hand and unsuspend. So you can basically just trigger this off to do like 2 level 6s, alliancing a big old number, like regularly nearly 30,000 DP. And then unsuspend to get ready to do it again. And that can turn into lethal very quickly. Like an average Alter S combo can be something like 2 damage from the swing, unsuspend, damage from the swing, DNA, 2 damage, spit them back out, do it again. And you can do like somewhat consistently like 6 or 7 damage every time you combo, which is nuts because like, that isn't OTK as a loop. This is like Gas if Gas had an intended archetypal shell and it wasn't just Garurumon with a homie. That's cool. And then the opponent's turn effect is when they swing, you can make Alter S and change the target to that Digimon. This is when I said, the old Alter S is like in some cases the optimal defensive one. He's actually crazy if you make him on your opponent's turn. And the 2 immune level 6s basically guarantee you can get into him, because Omnimon Alter S EX4 is bot deck a little shitter, bounce a big shitter, and when he leaves the battle area by any means, he deletes a little shitter, bounces a big shitter, and then it's when he would leave the battle area by other than when your own effects, which again, you're chilling because you've just DNA'd on their turn. This Digimon hasn't gotten a tagged effect yet. You can spit them back out in combo. So it's very good. There's a lot of things to like about this card. Cool tech. If you have the silver ones, I bet you feel real cool about it right now. I stuck with the space ones because
I think the space ones have better color contrast.
Yeah, I like the silver one for making the color on the weapons stand out a little bit better, because otherwise they kind of washed out. But like, dude, the space one is just like the coolest art that this archetype has ever gotten.
Yeah, it's like it hard carries. Like it made me a fan of Alter S. I didn't super care for him before, but then I saw like the space art. I was like, yo, kind of.
Yeah, kind of tough, right?
Yeah. Does Justice still have their silver one? Surely that's long gone by now, right?
Unsure. I ought to go ask them at some point. Maybe I'll get to that this week. But yeah, that is, and then the last thing to talk about with Alter S is EX9 Alter S, who, if you don't know, is the ability to spit the pieces back out is just at end of attack. So when he DNAs, he becomes immune. Sorry, first when he DNAs,
I'm trying to figure out why there were 2 alt arts. I forgot that this one.
Oh yeah, the event pack one with the correct text. Yeah. It's so painful because I really want to use the cool alt, but I feel like I should get these EP ones to avoid judge calls.
At the very least, it's like it's a full art, like full.
Yeah, it's if you aren't playing it in a DM deck, it's cool to not have the gold border. I will give people a lot of respect for that one. But Alter S, He makes you immune. Then he pops everything with the highest level. There are some cases where you can lose your combo off of that. Like, don't do it to ghosts. Just be smart. But like, the quirk is that end of attack, you can either spit out the Greymons or spit out the Garurumons, which is how this deck interacts. And there are actually different reasons for which you would do each of the levels, because it isn't level tagged. So most of the time when you start your combo, you'll end of attack, spit out the 2 assembly bodies. The 2 bodies will assemble, go back to the board, and begin to combo again. But the real nasty one is if you go back to Darren's list on the DCG Nexus page, you might notice that it's not playing only the other Blitz Gray, it's playing the EX4 one. That's because this old Blitz Gray is a burn inherit. So a lot of when these kinds of lists that are playing, like, it's somewhat a tech card, you don't have to go into it this way, but this and technically as well are Courage United, which is really funny because all the low levels are adventure tagged. You can use it to spit out bodies and ping pong again at the end step. So you can go all the way up, declare the attack, and then get, because the inherit is a burn, not the last check, you can go 2 checks, burn for game. So it's really wild. Like, you have a lot of toolbox stuff, because like this is kind of the first deck, in my opinion, where the name and text Omnimon hits critical mass, where it's like, yes, this is an adventure good stuff deck, and a lot of people are building it with adventure cards. We don't have a result to show you here because I don't necessarily think it's the way I would build it. But it's also like, this is the first version where you're like, oh cool, there's just enough good Omnimon cards that a combo deck now works. So yeah, that's the idea, is that it's a very powerful, like, setup based deck, but once it combos once, in some cases, if you keep turning off the stack, right, if you can, Nokia +2 mem boosts basically guarantees you're keeping turn when you climb. Or in the adventure decks, it's like Nokia, Matt, and TK from like the starter deck. That card, by the way, separate point, that card gives your level 6s rush. So every time you combo, you can then attack with the 6s again, because they're level 5 or higher adventure Digimon.
I guess you get way more value out of the Crest Garurumon in that instance.
Yeah, to, like, dude, it's buck wild. But yeah, the idea is that, like, if you can do the combo and not be doing it to pass turn, it's functionally like a blue-red OTK loop, kind of like, the KDAs of the past. Which is interesting, because it's like, where to I draw the line? Is this going to get some attention because it's a little different than that version? Like, this is to some degree, it is archetypally locked, at least. So maybe it hasn't breached containment yet. But it sure is funny. I'll give it that.
Yeah, this is another deck that you can't really afford to chip, because it's 12 lose the game on the spot type, like, option tamer.
Yeah, God help you if they have the Greymon to get the card back as well. So like, if you hit the Omnimon out of their security, for example, because it went there and you didn't win the game, Greymon can just go get it.
Do you remember when, like, hitting a removal option felt bad in security? And now you just hit, like, they flip something and it's not a Digimon and it doesn't say blow up a thing, and you go,
yeah. Well, it's like the resources flipped, right? Like, a removal used to feel bad because your stack or whatever died, and you're like, no, my 4 cards that I lost in this exchange. But it's like, now it's like, oh, they get 2 memory. That's 10 cards. I'm dead. Just very cool. This is the first one that I would say, like, people are now, like, aware of. But I don't think we have the list here to publish right now for the BoCo, but a little rumor has it that if you watch the Ottawa event this weekend, the online regional, Ultras won. It finally got its first. It was, I believe, like, actually like a Greymon, or an Omnimon version, not an adventure version, as far as I understand.
Was this a particular
puppets in the finals?
Was it an online streamed event then?
Yeah, I think this was the one. Terrible that I can't remember the name. I bet you it's in the Misplay chat. Give me like 2 seconds to scroll. Let me have a look. This is why we're not live. Carta Magica Online.
Oh, yeah. Carta Magica.
Yeah, that finished this weekend, and Ultras won. I think, like I said, it beat Puppets in the finals. But it's crazy because the deck is just, I think people are now fully aware of, like, that this isn't a meme. This isn't like a a quirky joke choice to like a side grade of an Omnimon version. There's some like real truth to this, and that, like I said, this is the Omnimon Alter S like KnOTKU version of the deck, because like Alter S is the most efficient level 7 at recycling the cards. This would not work if level 7 didn't do that, for example. But then there are some cases where people are doing it with Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon and making Partition Omnimon. That version of the deck's a little different. It's a little like more. It ends on like what's his name? Alter B. So it's like AD Omnimon burns and does damage.
I don't know if so right now the stream is not available on.
Yeah. I don't think we did a list.
Well, I was just looking to see if we could at least bring up the VOD. The VOD's not there.
Oh, true. Yeah.
They didn't stream on YouTube and their Twitch. If it's, they might have like auto hide and they have to publish it. They have not published it. So, footage not found. But hopefully, content creator. I know Tessero was.
Somebody.
I think Tessero was 8-1 at some point in the Colorado regional.
He's crazy. But I know Evolt was like on the stream for a little bit, so I'm sure he'll have a video out too, because he's one of the OGs for this. But yeah, that's the basic kind of like 101 on the deck. Like if you haven't played this before, the way it works is either with or without Ukomons, you try and amass resources, and then you can combo off. I mentioned earlier Arc Courage. It's like literally the last thing I want to talk about in this list. But one of the quirks to Arc Courage, if you want to pull it up in Thingy, is that like you can do it off of like the effects of all of your opponent's stuff. So like whenever you got like an Arc Courage trigger because your adventure tagged Digimon are leaving the battle area, for example, you can start another ping pong off that. Because you can go Greymon to Greymon or Greymon to Guru to and just like fully align it. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the on plays are important. It's because Arc Courage United is all turns for these 5 and higher that leave the battle area. So it's very wild. So good deck, man. Yeah. It's better than people give it credit for. Whether or not like this black bottom end version is like the one that will stay the good variant, or if Adventure will catch it, we'll see. There is a lot of good stuff in the other AD cards. The Tai and Izzy and Matt and TK cards also help you start a combo. Except they are a little different than the other adventure cards, where like instead of being reduce the cost, it's like gain the memory at start of main. So it's like an unfloodgateable amount of resource generation. They're from AD, so top row. Yeah, these guys, they do the other half of each other's effects. So it's like when something digivolves into an adventure trait, which again is everything from 4 to 6, you can play the card out. So like this lets you go like evolve to a 4, play the other 4. And then the Tai Izzy is whenever you digivolve another thing. So sorry, it's whenever you play digivolve the other thing. So both of these let you start the chain if you are ever like under some kind of restriction where you can't resolve an effect. The Tamers can do it for you in adventure.
I don't know why this thing is hero tag. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's because it's got the what's it called? The Guru, the Melga, and the Warg are adventure are hero tagged as well, and they want you to play like a hero Omnimon. But like, bruh, you know, I was surprised it's a BoCo where Tom hits on hero again. But yeah, so ping pong. That's this shell. That's this version of the deck. It's had a couple different tweaks over the years, I suppose. Like EX4 is the one everyone always talks about.
Yeah, because when they really introduced it, and it was like these on your grandma's.
Yeah, this ain't your other crappy Omnimon deck.
This is you were playing Digimon Rumble Arena 2 and get jump scared at the cannery.
Yeah, literally.
Or no, wait, it was the port, right? What was the port level called?
But like, it was like a harbor. I don't remember. That shipping containers. I'm a fake fan. I'm not 8 anymore.
And the one that shot like flamethrowers.
Yeah. I'm gonna get OSHA involved, bro. That's not a work safe environment.
I don't know. Black Gabumon, he's probably maybe his shit isn't flammable.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that's I would say the version of a ping pong deck that everyone is like kind of familiar with right now. But for me and Andrew, if you like ping pong, and I was predisposed to this anyway because I'm an Omnimon guy. But they announced in BT25 the first set of Time Stranger tagged Galaxy cards. And I say Galaxy cards because they're not Light Fang Nightclaw tags. Yeah. And that blows if you wanted it. I understand. It means that I guess you have to wait for the inevitable Nintendo DS nostalgia set, and don't have high hopes for that.
No, but we might get
Um,
the games that never came to English, like the Cross Wars one that has
yeah,
Spartamon and,
yeah,
you know, the Ragnar Lordmon level 7,
yeah.
you know?
And if you think about it, the PSP adventure game is already adapted in the starter deck. So that's like, we're basically catching us up all the way now. Everything will be caught up.
I love that we've managed to tie this back in after our Wonder Swan Rio section.
True. Well, it's because we saw the future. We get the emails, of course.
Of course. They never
But
respond to
yeah.
mine, but it's nice they send me them.
Yeah, it's good that they CC you on everything. It's weird that they BCC Marcio, like they were hiding that from us. He's been pulling the strings the whole time. You're watching this bonus content in April, put like a green square and a punch emoji, and let us know you're aware Marcio is pulling the strings. But yeah, we got to get into this. So they baited us, right? The first card they revealed is Lunamon. Lunamon, me and Andrew went through like 6 of the 7 stages of grief when this card got revealed because it's not tagged, has no relevant revert inherit, and is essentially an Elecmon with a jamming inherit. So it's bad in what we expected to be most of the TS variations we would expect to see. And then over the course of like the next week, they revealed a broken Mega Zoo card in Dianamon. And then they dropped Firemon and Flaremon on our heads at like 1:30 in the morning UK time, and everything changed.
Yeah.
Because these cards are ping pong cards. So if you aren't familiar with it from this deck profile or this little review we just gave you, if you aren't familiar with it from playing it at locals or playing against it at locals, you're gonna have to learn, because even if this deck sucks, there are so many copers that will play this that it doesn't matter. Do you want to go over the cards? Because I've yapped at your poor viewing audience about Omnimon this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I was also gonna pull up the it's not an OTK, but it is a full combo. If
Yes. Oh,
Hiroko and Asuna are
some really
cards.
well thought out pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, they have truly doubled and tripled down on the ability to make these cards do everything. So if you haven't been checking them out on Twitter, shout out to Rookie Rush Squad. They are the people that have been putting together the most La La Land OTKs you've ever seen.
I still think about the Mitamamon when I'm trying to go to Super.
Yeah, the Mitama is crazy. The way this basically works is with a memory setter, it's a slingshot combo. Like, it's a slingshot
Yeah,
combo.
you've seen these before if you watch this channel.
Yeah, real ones know that I love
he's addicted to yo-yos, everybody. We've been trying to help him out.
Look, 5A is real cool, is all I'm saying. Yeah, it's you get your level 4, because as we've established, the rookies don't do anything. You get to play out your 4, and since both of these 4s have recursion on the Firemon and the Lekis.
Lekis is draw.
Is she?
Yeah, man. Not draw one, trash one, which is drawing a lot of ire, because you'll see why in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, she's
but she's just draw, I believe.
Sure. I'm gonna think that just so it's light. The where? Lekis,
26, 24.
Just a straight draw one, so very similar to
yeah, you'll note something's going on.
To the Garurumon. Real interesting that. And then when Digimon are played or Digivolved, if any of them are red, that Digimon may Digivolve into a Cressamon, cost -1. Do we have a Cressamon? Oh, look, mono blue, not blue purple. Back to mono blue.
I do want to point out really quick that this is yet another example of big Bandai power creep trying to make us all play Time Stranger decks, because the Cressamon functionally does the exact same thing as AD1 Garurumon, even down to the inheritable. But it costs 1 play cost less than Garurumon.
I bet it's so for specific memory.
It feels good off the, what's it called? You know, the field spells?
Yeah.
Means you can play the force for 1 memory instead, so Dan Canan plays them for 1. It's a joke, but like, you know what I mean. Yeah. It's hilarious that they're doing it.
Her costing 6 as well, just so that way you can use it on like a Homeros turn to try and stupid. Yeah, both her and the Flaremon, which funny enough is also not beat break tagged. Like, there was a whole bunch of like, well, I mean, we might get a Flaremon that's beat break tagged. We might get one that's like, maybe it'll be Lightfang Nightclaw. Maybe it'll be Rulebox Lightfang Nightclaw, because they love using Ruleboxes to fix searchability. Honestly, if these were searchable, I still don't think they do anything for LFNC.
No, not really.
But I would like to have the option to try, you know?
It'd be cool if I just had another Flaremon by now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of the the 12 copies of Dianamon you could now run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ping pong. They both see each other and then evolve into the 6s.
There is a quirk though, because the blue line is the blue line will evolve from hand. Basically, Apollomon side evolve from the hand, Dianamon side evolve from the trash.
Yes, which is weird when you think about it, because when we got Goodnight Moon and Phoebus Blow, like Phoebus played from it was like recursion, and the red line does recursion.
Yeah.
So I guess it's add your shit back to hand. Well, it's trash. It's trash 1 to add back to hand. So I guess the idea is you put the Diana in trash and add back the like red thing you need.
I've seen some people say like the Coronamon is smarter minds than myself said the Coronamon will likely be a destiny draw. You know, like pitch a trait, draw 2, and that'll help you get your stuff set up. Like your Asanas will do it as well. You know.
Yeah.
Hiroko and Asuna literally are just the two halves of this combo, and it's like thematically cool, right? Because it's like, you know, when you spoilers for Digimon Time Stranger, which came out half a year ago now.
Crazy.
When you go to their like narrative area for the first time, it's like on top and at the bottom they like have like a flipping planet that they're on. The red stuff is on top and you take it from your hand, and the blue stuff is on the bottom and you play it from the graveyard. So they go together like the field. It's like a little bit of flavor. A little bit of flavor. Maybe we'll find a little bit of flavor annoying in 2 months' time. See how I feel about that in May. But
I guess it plays with like sun and moon, like
exactly. There's like a cycle.
It's cool. We don't at the time of recording have the Apollo.
There's a Corona, Apollo, or the Grace Nova. Which Andrew and I are coping means it's the secret rare for the record.
Yes, I hopefully am skipping this set, but I'll be frank with you. The only card I need in this set is right here. It's this beautiful man.
Pretty good.
I need this, preferably this particular artwork. I need a couple of them.
True facts.
And then if Grace Nova is a secret, I'll pick some up, because despite everything, even if they're not searchable, you do draw 500 cards in Fang Nightclaw. So if I just need to find like one new Apollomon that isn't an Ace Overflow and the Grace Nova is bussin', this will work in both. But yeah, the idea is to ping pong. You make Grace Nova. Even right now, if they for whatever reason did not give us a new Apollo, the Apollo Ace does contact Evo as well. So you'd be able to make full stack, and then the all turns is when Digimon are played. Get to do basically the when Digivolving, and then 2 Digimon made DNA into Grace Nova. So both of them, there's a way to DNA off of this Diana, Apollo Ace, and presumably the new Apollo as well. Make Grace Nova. Shall we do some? Should we reach into our old friend Notepad?
Yeah.
And
that's the wave.
Alrighty.
I've already called my shot, right? I think they're gonna give us like a little bit more. You know, I expect there to be 3 cards we're still missing. Have we got a blue egg from BT25 yet?
One.
Oh, let's have a look. I can't remember.
Card.
Of course it is. That makes total sense. Yeah. So in Time Stranger, the like rookies you use to get into Coronamon and Lunamon are Tokomon and Yaramon, not Sunmon and Moonmon. They aren't in the video game. So the egg for the red egg in BT25 is the 2 rookies on it. So I would assume that this is supposed to represent, to some capacity, Coronamon's representation in the set, which I think means it's a sitter that we're getting Coronamon. So
it would be very weird to get Luna, but not
Lunamon and not Coronamon.
Especially because the bears are black, right?
Red, green, and red, black. Or red, green, and black are the colors in that deck. So this one's red and the other one's green, black. Right. So I've already made my case. I think we're getting a Coronamon that is like the exact same stat line as Lunamon. I think it's the 1K, or sorry, is Lunamon 2K or 1K? Let me look. I just pulled it up. 2K. Wow. Literal power creep. Digimon at it again. Coronamon's probably a 2K guy, and it'll be like on play. If they're crazy, they'll give it when moving and like let you do a ping pong combo off of a promote or something. I don't expect that necessarily, but I'm in the video and you're not. So.
He was always moving.
He's moving a lot,
about that motion.
Yeah.
Probably to his own detriment. Yeah, let's give him a when moving. Why not? They love a when moving.
Yeah, they're a fan right now. I was just blessed today with a when moving for Axel. I would have never guessed. So I'm all about it at the moment.
Wait. No, because that would have to be a starter main. I was trying to think about the evolve without paying the cost. Like it's
Yeah.
TS style warfare.
Oh, that would be funny. I don't know. I
No.
mean, listen, unless they make him not red, I don't think they'd print Bearmon and Coronamon to do the same thing twice in one
Yeah.
set. But you never know. Yeah, an important thing, he'll have the Iliad tag. That's the other thing, because like Lunamon will have the trait. But it'll be like, I think it'll be Destiny Draw. That's my 2 cents. And it's just going to help you get the other cards in trash. Because the Lunamon helps you add 2 and put them in hand. Coronamon will probably help you put cards in trash, and they'll like set each other up. That seems like a thematic thing. The Inherit, your guess is as good as mine. It's probably some combination of the 4 gave DP and the 5 gave security attack. Maybe the level 3 will have a pop and we'll just finish the red triangle. Maybe it's a raid Inherit.
Oh, that would be fun. What are the Lekis?
Lekis, yeah, the problem is Lekis and Luna both give jamming. So I have a feeling that Corona is also like Firemon gonna give DP.
It could give raid, but that on a rookie is kind of
And you know, how often do they break symmetry? So like, even though it would be nice to give it raid, they probably make it match. So I'm gonna guess it's ESS 2KDP, just like the Firemon is.
I think it's only 1.
Oh, no, it's your turn 2K. Yeah. So that's my prediction for Coronamon.
I mean, that's the exact number that the old, like the LFNC stuff gives as well.
Yeah. They split it by color.
The rookies had a much cooler.
Yeah, they had a thing they did notably. Yeah. But yeah, that's the gimmick here. It is interesting because, like, you know, to whatever degree, if they want to help this deck work that way, it's neat. Apollomon's a little bit more I think a little more imaginative on our part because it's an Olympian in Time Stranger, so it means it needs to have its Mega Zoo. Right? Yeah, I assume it's red yellow based on the spaces left in the like numbers in the cards. So
I mean, the ace is already red yellow, so like that's
it makes sense. Dianamon got another blue purple. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's very in character. But it'll be the same thing. It'll be 12 play cost, 12 KDP, just like they've all been. The same old evolve over TS, blah blah blah. You know the drill. The things we'll have to come up with. I have a feeling we know it's all turns. Like, I don't know, maybe declare an attack in DNA or something, or literally just rip off Blitzgreymon.
That's probably because it's
we can come back to that if we want to. But Diana is all turns when Digimon are fit or Digivolve. If you trash, then you can DNA.
I wouldn't be surprised if we actually just saw.
If I get to be like, hey, what would be the funniest thing to give a custom card for Apollomon? I would like it very much to just, like, I don't know, burn a security. Diamond strips a source, Apollo strips a security. There's like some parity there.
Am I being thick? Do I have something attached here? Why is why
is what, sir? You got red and blue on.
Okay, give me. Okay, no, it's still giving me.
Do you Time Stranger tagged?
Shouldn't have
tagged. Down at the bottom, maybe. Hey, you just refresh it.
Refresh the page. Give me.
Yeah.
All. Get rid of all of these.
Yeah, that's Apollo Ace.
Apollo Ace is drink and then -7s. So, because Trash 4 was what Diana did on the TS one.
The
old one was
Trash scaled one, then Sorai the board.
Yeah, it was like Sorai, but the trashing scaled based on how many sources you have. Whereas the TS one specifically
it's sort of the same level thing, like the Cyber Stranger.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Apollo maybe did -4. No, -4 is not really enough. I don't know. Maybe it does just do the -4 then pop.
I mean, if I'm getting to design a yellow card I want to abuse, it's like a mini ruin mode, right? Yes, like how Valk works, where it's like give the board -4 instead of 1 Digimon. That would be neat. Don't expect it to do something like that, but it would be cool. And me and Andrew are in the recording, and you're not commenters, so get cooked. Yeah. The kicker is how the Mega Zoo part of this works, because they're still Time Changer cards. So Dianamon is if your opponent's got a level 6 or higher Digimon, I think the way to do this is to figure out what the gap is left in Time Stranger Megas, because there's only a couple more to go now. Need to see what they are. Poseidon is if they've got 2 or more. Maruki is if there are 3 on the field. Venus is a 3 or fewer security. I don't remember Bacchus. Bacchus is like if costs have been played.
Yeah, 12 play
levels. That's right.
Yeah, 12 of levels.
And Volcanus is if you have fewer Digimon than them,
which is crazy.
Really good. This one's really,
What was Diana's?
And then Diana is if they have a 6 or higher. So I'm going to call a crazy shot here. I think Diana being like the comeback for on the board, or an Apollo will probably be the opposite, right? Because if the 2 Digimon I want to make a point of comparing Apollomon's effect to is Dianamon got level 6 or higher, which is sort of a purple effect to choose a level. Marsmon gave DP. Marsmon is if there's a 13k Digimon, play him. So I think we have to find a red and yellow middle ground between these effects. And so I think Apollomon gets cheaper the fewer security they've got, because it's like the aggressive attacker of the group.
Yeah, because Jupiter doesn't have like a on-play reduce itself, so this kind of fulfills Jupiter's role.
Juno does have, if there are 6 or total fewer security, like on the whole field. But this is technically different because like Apollo could just be focused on beating the other guy up instead. Or maybe Apollo could be if you've got a big Digimon, play me. And
I was either thinking that like it's when you have a while you have a level 6 door, or if it's just if you have less security than your opponent.
Because I feel like that's kind of close to Venusmon's niche, where it's like Venusmon is like, well, I'm kind of on low security.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking, like specifically just whilst you have left, because.
Yeah, I guess they give Volcanus if I have less, right?
Yeah,
so like they're not afraid of that anymore.
A lot of his growth is getting his ass beat.
So. Yeah, I'm happy to give you that. I feel like that's fine. I still low-key think they'll make it about some kind of security total, because they like to match them, right? Like then is what's on the board. But I'm cool with like while you're getting your ass beat.
Right?
He'll certainly be red yellow. The numbers I think only work out this way because there are some spoilerific Digimon cards in the yellow super rare slots. That we can't. I feel like it's nice of us to not talk about.
DP
right here.
Makes the most sense, but I don't know how you.
But the Marsmon aped it, right? So it's like, that's why I feel like it's either got to be like, I feel like it's got to be about like Red's burn thing. Like I feel like he's going to be the burn Olympian.
Yeah,
because they've done fighting, they've done popping. Held like Volcanus is like a red black Greymon ass card right now.
What if we just do whilst there are 6 or more? Like whilst the sun is up, 6 or more. Whilst the game is sunsetting, he's kind of harder to get.
Yeah, I don't hate that. That's not that bad. They could maybe do something really messed up. And he's like, if they don't have a big Digimon, you can play me. Maybe he's literally the opposite of Dianamon. But like, for now we'll call it this because I think that's just. It's the point is that we both think it should be parity to the other card.
Yeah, without stepping on toes.
Yeah. So that's the condition, and then the when Digivolving on Dianamon and the on-play on the Dianamon are basically Sorai the board, just like the OG. So if you ever were like, man, I miss my old Dianamon, hey bro, I got you. But it's it gets a purple effect, which is a pop. So I assume in some capacity, Apollomon, if I'm fully coped out of my mind, Mr. Elixir, I'm saying we're stealing the only cool thing Dragon Links was ever given, and we're stopping the DP on moving things.
That's so.
Because we talk about this every time I make a red card, and I'm getting it today.
Real.
Yeah. It'll be like your opponent can't play or move Digimon with whatever amount, and then this will synergize with the shrink, right, from Grace Nova. That'd be cool. Because it's like all turns give everything -4. Like that's tight. There's a synergy there. Yeah, that's where I'm at. As for the yellow part, but you got me. I was like,
are we still gonna also pop Lois as well?
I feel like if he's getting the DP, like, so the thing with Dianamon is her on play when Digivolving isn't actually source strip, only the all turns is the source strip. So I think Apollomon's all turns has to be the pop, not the on play when Digivolving. Because she only source strips with the all turns trigger, not from her actual first trigger. Does that make sense? So I low-key think he probably just gets a floodgate like a bozo, just like Dianamon has. Again, parity is good. They love it when these two cards match. And then the like alternates effect will probably be the nasty removal effect.
Oh my gosh, this does, yeah, this pops in unsuspended. So it can
Yeah,
just like
dude. So
floodgate.
you want to get extra stupid because I'm like, when Bandai make a yellow card, what haven't they given Time Stranger in terms of like the yellow sixes? Junimon is place another Digimon and security, and then play a guy from security. Granted, Jupitermon got recovery, so maybe it's not recover. I was gonna say it might be recover, but you never know.
I think so. Just thinking of how he functions in the boss fights when you have to fight him, and as part of the Olympus boss fight, whilst he's on board, every other turn you take damage from the sun. So like he definitely is like blazing heat is kind of the vibe.
What if he's trash both players top security?
BoCo.
That's his like that's well I think that'll be the second half of his on play when digivolving. Yeah. We're tight.
Okay, so maybe
So it'll be like he does the volcanic blaze, and then you know how that's like the red half. The purple half on Diana is a pop. The yellow half of Apollo can be the security manipulation.
So what if we minus 4K then do the volcanic blaze, and then he's just straight up targeted security burn?
I mean, that's what I want, but like, how thematic is that?
What if he's Styrako and just goes,
oh, right, Andrew, you can't stop pitching, bro.
Like,
I'm here.
Wow,
I'm
look
here.
Look how hot the sun is. Anyway, all turns. Give me that.
It'd be a tough time for me to ever go back to Gallimon if I got an Apollomon that was this cool. But yeah, very hyped.
I got so much more. Just
yeah. I do think it's interesting. Dianamon isn't strictly like the fact that unlike Greymon Ping Pong or it's like Omni Ping Pong, like where the sixes had a your turn and their turn effect, Dianamon was given all turns. So I think Apollomon's all turns has to like equivalently be good both ways. So I think the Ruin Mode effect or Styrakomon effect is good all turns, just like the Diana. We did a good job there.
Yeah, it's either Styrako or it's Lamia. Like we just
Oh, that's funny. No, I don't think it'll allow me. I think it'll have to Styraco because like these two don't play out more guys. Once they've got each other, that's their gimmick, right?
Yeah, no, I just thought it was just like messing with security.
That is true. Man, I don't know. I like the idea of that, but we'll see.
Oh my gosh. Both players load one card to the bottom of their security.
And then trash at the top? That's funny. Give it a hand rip.
Because then it's also yellow as well. Like if you're also loading, and then this means that you can turn the floodgate, the filter.
You can move it from the bottom up. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, all right, let's do that. Who cares? They shouldn't let us. It's not our fault that Bandai reads the emails, Andrew. Okay? It's not our fault.
And this is what happens when the reveals bot starts wasting time with objectively very cool Excel stuff and Appmon. If we had these, this BoCo would only be talking about Grace Novamon.
Yeah. Okay, this is the hard part. Let's look at the Grace Novamons. We have one to talk about, right?
Yep.
Do you think it's a dual card? Because the other secret rare is Shine Greymon.
Where's the Time Stranger?
Monfred, we don't have. Oh, it's probably not a promotional one. So I don't know if it'll show up. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm a signature enjoyer. That's all I'm saying.
I never got either of the alts for Grace Nova.
What the hell? I would have been lending them to you. I've never played more than 2.
Oh yeah, no, I've even when I was playing 2, I just didn't have them. So like having my one Time Stranger one works really well for me.
True facts. So this is the first thing, right? Do we think it's a dual card? Because the Shine Greymon Burst Mode is a secret rare dual card. Do we think we'll get the first, dual cards are going to come out in the starter deck. They're going to come out in BT25. Do you think it's too early for them to come out with a dual card that DNAs? Because it wouldn't matter most of the time, right? Because you'll be triggering it off the all turns effect.
What are the chances that both secret rares are dual cards?
How many? What was the first Digimon expansion with aces? Was it 14? Yeah, it was Blast Ace, right?
Yeah.
How many of the super rares and stuff in that were aces? Excuse me.
Was that? Oh, wait, didn't that also have the rookies?
Yeah, the SRs were rookies and 5s in those expansions. And then before that, we had the War Greymon and Melga starter decks that had aces.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not a given that it's a dual card, but I don't think I would write it off. That's all.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the least egregious thing that if we give it a jewel, that it's trust me, what I've already been thinking to put on the top half is bad enough.
Yeah.
Hell, why not? Yeah.
What the hell would we want a spell effect to be? This is the thing, right?
Well,
do we like the idea of letting it play out a tagged name? Hear me out, right? The spell part. The spell part could be play out the line, right? And then because of state check, it'll then go to trash, and you could pick it back up with Firemon. So you could use it as a 1-star combo starter. For
oh,
like it could play from like hand or trash, or like I don't know. Hell, if we want to get quirky with it, it could be like play from security or some shit. You know what I mean? Like Grace Novamon will happen no matter what.
that's a cool idea.
But you got options, you know. There's lots of stuff. You and I are fully spoiling Time Stranger for anyone who's hearing us talk about Grace Nova
and doesn't know that Grace.
You just gotta get in on this. Yeah.
I'm sorry that you didn't open EX5, the greatest set of all time, and haven't heard us bitch about it. And you've only played Digimon World Dawn and Dusk. Like, who the fuck is this Grace Nova guy?
Yeah.
No, I get it, but like you've had a lot of time. So hear me out.
I'm listening.
Before we even do the rest of this, we've obviously got the very important that this is DNA
Apollo and Diana.
Apollo. So it's Apollo Diana or TS Red Blue.
Disturbed, I love it. I don't think they'll let it DNA. I think it'll evolve over TS Red Blue.
Well, yeah.
Because the only way to make it in Time Stranger, the cards so far have been actually really authentic to the video game. Or like, so far most of the ways you get into stuff are like tied in.
Yeah. I'm happy for that. Apollo was also the first named specific DNA.
Yeah. Grace Nova was the first one to have two names on it.
So we've got that. And then we also have...
I'm listening.
So, partition.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, it was either that or Decode.
Yeah. Decode's crazy.
So if it was Red Blue TS, then we put Decode on it and just see what happens.
But well, dude, if it died like whatever, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
it could combo on your return again. Yeah, just be another ping pong loop.
Tom, that is the intent.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. This is Partition Apollo Diana again. So that way they make it again. And if it dies on your opponent's turn, they make it again.
Yep.
And okay, if we're doing duel, we got to have Caledon Arcus be 1/2, and then what the fuck is the name of his other ability?
I can't remember. Let me look it up.
Grind
Yeah. What was the move that they use in the cutscene as well? That's the other thing.
See, Caledon Arcus is just a brainworm, and I legitimately don't remember the other name.
Yeah.
Eclipse Finger, there it is.
Crazy name.
Which in your heart of hearts? Wait, actually, we do Eclipse Finger as the bottom text, and then Caledon Arcus as the top text.
Okay.
Because Caledon Arcus has the extra, like, if they're already afflicted by something.
Yeah.
So we could fuck around with, like, if your opponent has been DP, if your opponent's DP value differs from its base.
That's hilarious.
It does.
That would make this disgusting against Homeros, by the way, where your entire TS deck has a different DP total and you just can't beat Grace Nova. Or like you're playing a black deck and Grace Nova mogs you for the rest of history.
Yeah, maybe the Tamers. I was trying to think. Inherits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to target inherits and also the if your DP value is less than its stated original DP. I
think if you're gonna try the blue half to source stripping with less sources, then you have to make the top half a red thing with less DP. I think that's the way we would choose to probably do it.
Okay. So
it's just less DP than this Digimon when you on play or Digimon. You can't on play, it's a duel, right?
Yeah.
So when Digimon win?
Yeah, and that's very red flavor. If delete every Digimon that has low GP. Clear everything.
It does do that in the game, right? It makes that little universe.
That would be Caledon
Oh,
Arcus, actually.
dude, it could delete everything but one Digimon, like how they do to Chronomon, where they move him to like a little pocket universe.
Yeah. What if he just gets
And then they
snapped?
bot Andrew, delete, then bot deck every Digimon, and that's how you stop bond deletes. So that's how you get a guaranteed 1v1.
That's so peak. All right, so bottom side, we're putting that on Caledon Arcus. Delete.
Bottom side, delete all Digimon with less DP than
Lower sources, maybe? So
lower
that,
sources. Lower sources. That's a fusion, right? It's less.
yeah.
It's a delete, but it's yeah. This is cool. With fewer sources.
Fuck. Sources.
Then do we want to say an Apollo and a Diana?
Oh, right, yeah.
Because it'll be a dual card first.
That is true. No, let's make it use TS LFNC, maybe.
Yeah. I love that. That's sick.
Because we're trying to make this card still playable in
Galaxy. Yeah. I'm cool with
it. Fewer sources than. Yeah, we should make
Apollo
it.
and Diana is okay. I think it's fine to tag them to something like this. Like the Shrine Greymon Burst Mode plays out Marcus by name, right?
Yeah.
Like it's cool to make it specific here.
Oh.
Then bot deck one Digimon for every Digimon this effect deleted.
Oh, I'm trying to. I was trying to think like if this Digimon has 2 Digimon of the same level in stack, then bot deck one of.
Well, the ping pong version won't yet. That's the thing, because they won't be. You won't have DNA'd yet.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Because the interesting thing is because of them, this like, if they're DNAing, they actually won't get to use.
You're right. I keep trying to dream up a dual DNA effect instead of Arts Digivolve. It'll be Arts DNA, but that isn't real. We don't know it exists yet, and I'm just making it up.
This is our way of making it so like a single stack deck can Arts DNA.
Yes.
From hand or something, and then or just Arts Digivolve. So like ideally, if you've managed to get Apollo and Diana in same stack, you DNA and make it work.
Very much so.
Then if Digimon is Apollo, Diana, bot deck one Digimon from trash. So you play around 1 on delete.
I guess you play around 1 on delete. I think the timing wouldn't work because you wouldn't be. You would still. You wouldn't be able to use the duel before, but it's like people know what we mean.
Yeah.
I can't think of how I'd word that, but I just know that like specific thing wouldn't line up right.
I think it's fine if like the LFNC version is getting this, then this, and then the one that paid for none of its evos gets 1.
They get 1. Yeah. I think that's fine.
All right, so Eclipse Finger is the other one. So we can just make this the solo target, like just tell one Digimon to kick rocks. Like, what do you...
I want it to delete 1 Digimon, trash 1 security, optionally declare an attack.
Ooh. This Digimon may attack.
Yeah. And then if you wanna get really flavorful for the Time Stranger version, I think this thing should optionally at end of turn be able to remove itself and play out Apollo and Diana.
Oh,
like how they run out of gas.
Yeah.
So even though partition wouldn't work because it's your own effect. Or you could make it work like how Chaosmon does, where you just shrink yourself to death and get a partition.
Oh, that really is running out of DP.
Yeah. You like tap yourself too hard and get too tired.
Yeah, that's way.
Let's just rip that off. Yeah. What the hell? Give it like minus 30,000.
Minus 30k yourself.
Yeah. That's cool. And so this is either the game ender and that'll never come up, or it's a combo tool. Yeah. Dude, wait, this is cool.
What if it also just hit the other Digimon for 30k as well? Wouldn't that be really funny?
Oh my god, I've had a vision. Sorry, hilarious to give it minus 30k. You know how the Shine Gray is like, it gets to use the option half?
Yeah.
It is end of attack minus 30k yourself, then use the option half of this Digimon card again. No, wait, that wouldn't.
No,
How
you
much?
would
Wait,
misplay.
what's is it? Fewer sources? That would still work. That would still work because we still have our sources at state check. We aren't in the trash yet.
Yeah.
So we'd get to re-trigger the second part.
Oh, before we trigger the
Yeah,
arts
because it's the
Digimon.
yeah, because he is when Digimon attacking, activate the main on the option side. This could be end of attack, give yourself minus 30k and activate the main on the option side.
Yeah.
And then that lets you get it again, which is cool.
How was it worded? Activate
main on this card's option side.
Yeah, this is definitely the secret
Yeah,
rare of the
and
set.
then whatever the hell the wording would have to be on the bottom side, so it's like delete all Digimon with fewer sources. That's fine. We'd have to figure out a way to like line that, but it doesn't. People know what we mean. We're trying to say
we've done
it'll
enough.
combo up. Yeah. Listen, we're both allergy-ridden, destroyed people right now.
Equal or fewer sources.
Yeah. Good idea.
Just in case. Yeah.
This is the worst card I've ever read for a mirror match. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, this is peak. Grace Nova. This is what people like. Wow, you've made such another broken card. This will never see play. Let me remind you what Grace Novamont currently does. He trashes 8 Digivolution cards and pops one guy with as many sources. So conditional pop.
And we didn't protect it. We didn't make another protected level 7. We basically made a Chaosmon that we'll both like instead of just me.
Yeah, this was a protection effect that lost to Leviamon.
Yeah, man.
Because of rules processing.
Yeah. Oh god, it would. It's fine. It's cool that the deck has weird quirks to it. We've made a cool card.
Yeah, we've given it no security attack, no blocker, no nothing. We're here for violence.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is excellent. We've fixed the deck. This is exactly what's going to get revealed on Tuesday.
Apollo is going to be nuts, bro.
Yeah, this is your Tuesday reveal. So if you're seeing this video and like, wow, yeah, why are they reporting on the thing that came out? It's like, well, we just, you
should be an email thread.
Yeah. And we can't give you access to the BCC, but we can give you the cliff notes on what's coming up.
It's true. Ignore all the times we said and by the way. We were definitely just putting on a show.
Yeah, we were just trying to remember exactly what, like, I was trying to make it difficult by not having the email directly on my left monitor and just going it by vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, another excellent. This is what happens when Marcio leaves us unattended.
Yeah, this was your deep dive on ping pong with a cope pile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing because they didn't give us new cards. They gave us new Digimon of the same name.
Call me the 2008 Beijing Olympics table tennis superstars the way I'm the GOAT of ping pong.
Did you see Nikki Jakey's video on Rockstar Ping Pong today?
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, life is beautiful, Andrew. Things come together in mysterious ways.
Yeah, and if you want to come together and help us put on more content like this,
that was one of your best.
That you should become a champion tier member, and then you can get videos like this on the semi-regular, where we do them after the podcast or in place of a podcast. You may have noticed episode 67 was a little bit back ago.
It was the car pod. It was fine.
We
never gave it one. We're finally just making things right.
Yeah, we're just making videos now that we just want to make in addition to your usual gameplay stuff. If you have a Twitch Prime burning a hole in your pocket, you can take money away from a billionaire and give it to me in these greatly unstable financial times. Help a brother out so I can keep putting on fun, free, fresh content. Or same old. Really, if you like the same soup every day, have the same soup every day.
And we got soup.
Yeah, we got hella soup.
I got one more because this will be Outworks coming out in May. If you are a DigimonTCG content creator, we've talked about you on the show. We have had you on the podcast. If we have discussed something that you've done at events or you have contributed in some way to a local tournament scene, hit me up. I'm working on a Misplay for Game collaborative project that is going to be ideally in production this year. Can't talk too much more about it right now, but we're looking for you if you make some stuff on the internet. Get in touch. You can find me on Twitter. X, everything at the TommyNT. You can get in the comments on this video, on the previous episode of the podcast. Was that episode 68? I suppose
68 was yeah.
The previous episode of the podcast, which I guess it predates the BoCo 67. The continuity is messed up. Talk about time strangers, huh? Get in touch, let us know, because I'm interested. So if you are like a testing group or a tournament scene or anything like that, you represent a group of Digimon players, please be in my mentions. Hit us up. Thank you very much. Otherwise, get in the Misplay for Game Discord. You can still find us on Google, which is cool. But it's typically in the comments. I'm sorry, in the description of all the videos Andrew uploads when you check like the regular Digimon
it pops
streams.
up on screen. We don't have like a cool clickable like, well, Misplay for a game.
Yeah,
If people server boost us, maybe we will. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah. But yeah, get in touch. Find us on the Discord, stuff like that. And that would be a big help. Thank you. Yeah, big Misplay project that is not just another tournament soon this year.
Yeah. Tournament might still be happening. We're doing a lot of not tournament stuff. We're gonna be sending people to tournaments though. Shout out Misplay Mercs coming soon. We picked up our first recorded W playing 2XKO.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is Merc shit actually, huh?
Yeah.
That's everything from me. That's the plugs.
Yeah. I mean, if you made it this far in a bonus content, thank you.
Remember, green square and a punching emoji.
Yeah.
If you won't explain why. Yeah.
Yeah, real ones will know why they're typing it. The sheep will follow.
Yeah.
The sheepmon. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and Tom is gonna help me fix my Pokemon Champions team.
True facts.
If you like Pokemon Champions, you should check out episode 68's BoCo. Oh that shit went crazy.
We'll never be able to be that. It's literally, if you've never given this channel $5, you should right now. It's the funniest that we've ever done.
Yeah. VGC may be a staple part of side content.
Yeah. When we finally make the Misplay channel where we dump all our side stuff that's not Griefinger Digimon numbers, that's where we'll put it. It'll be hilarious.
Elix archive, it might just become Elix
true.
Elix Extra, bro. It's gonna go crazy.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Bye, chat. I'll miss episode 67. It was fun to have it.
Oh, I just realized audio doubled for this entire episode, but that's my problem later. Lol.
Yeah, sorry, Goat.